Let us do Prarthana and start the session. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Mannado Sri Jagannatha Madguru Sri Jagadguru Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tat Padam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. The only guru of three religions, Theram originator, sensational writer, the emperor of spiritual kingdom, Hindu virtue donor, Sri 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 Acharya Prabodhananda Yogeshwar. We are learning Theram Bhagavad Gita interpreted by Sri 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 Acharya Prabodhananda Yogeshwarlu. We are learning Kshetragna Vibhaga Yogamu. We learned last week 28th and 29th slokas. Let us recap the meaning what we learnt last week from those two slokams. One who sees Paramatma, who equally resides in all living things, as eternal, though the entire world is destroyed, yet that person only sees Paramatma. Then we came to know about many things from this slokam's interpretation. So Shivam and Shavam, those meanings we came to know. We came to know about Ishvara, Lord, Lakshadipati, Kotishvara, those kind of things, and the knowers of the wisdom in ancient days, uh, they made a um, tradition to pay the oblations to the dead body, thinking that it is the Shivam itself. Now the people are following the tradition, but what they are doing with fear in their mind. If they don't pay any obeisance to dead body, then it may haunt them. Like that, nowadays people are thinking. Okay, so whatever it may be, but the explanation is very elaborative. Everybody should read it again and understand what Swami told. So then in 29th slokam, he said that one who sees Paramatma equally, which lives equally in the entire living things, can't is the Atma by Atma, thus he can attain higher state. So that's all up to 29th slokam we learnt last week. Let's continue from 30th slokam onwards. Let us see what is that slokam. Prakrutyaiva cha karmani kriyamanaani sarvashah yah pashyati tata atmanamakartaram sapashyati. So what is he saying? One who knows the Paramatma, he is not the doer and all works like karmas are getting on by the Prakriti. He is the knower of truth. What is he saying? So we know that in our body there are two things. One is Prakriti, another one is Paramatma. So a person who knows all actions are getting on in accordance with karmas which are getting on by the Prakriti. So Prakriti is the responsibility for getting on actions. All the actions are being done by Prakriti itself. But the Paramatma, which is also inside the body, is not doing any work. So he is like a spectator or not a doer. So who knows this is called the knower of the truth. Then let us move on to the 31st slokam. Yada bhuta pruthagbhavamekastamanu tata eva cha vistaram brahma sampadyate tada. If one who knows that differences in the bhutas are belong to only Paramatma and they are extended only by the Paramatma, then he attains the Paramatma. So, if one person knows that all living things have so many forms, we see many forms of the living things and they are extended variously. They appear many kinds, though they belong to Paramatma. And all living things are getting birth from the same Paramatma. So those who knows these things, he will become worthier to attain the Paramatma. That becomes worthiness for him to attain Paramatma. Then let's move on to the 32nd slokam. Anaditva nirgunatvat paramatma ayamavyayah sharirasto yapi kaunteya nakaroti nalipyate. So about Paramatma, what is he saying over here? So 30th slokam talk about Paramatma Prakriti. 31st slokam talks about Paramatma. 32nd slokam is also talking about Paramatma. Paramatma, who is without origin, is called Anadi. Without disposition, he has no gunas at all, and he is imperishable. It cannot be destroyed. He is in the body. He exists inside the body also. He doesn't do any karmas. So since he is not doing any karmas, he is not taking up any actions, so he doesn't attain any karma. He does not get attached to any karma. Let's move on to 33rd slokam. Yatha sarvagatam saukshmyadakasham nopalipyate sarvatra avastito dehe tata atma nopalipyate. This is also talking about Paramatma. What is he saying? The sky, it is invisible. It looks like the sky is there, but it is invisible. You can't catch that one due to its subtle nature. Because it is a subtle, nobody cannot is not touched by anything, although it is pervading everywhere. Likewise Paramatma, who pervades and touches all bodies, is not being attached by anything. Let us move on to 34th slokam. Yatha prakashayatyekah krishnam lokamimam ravihi kshetram kshetri tata krishnam prakashayati bharata. This slokam is also talking about Paramatma. As the sun alone illuminates the universe, likewise Paramatma illuminates the entire Kshetra and Kshetragnas. We came to know Kshetra is the body, Kshetragna is the one who knows about the body. He is called Atma. So Atma is inside the body. Paramatma is providing his power to Atma. Atma is the one which is providing consciousness to entire body. So he compared that thing with the sun, how the sun is illuminating the universe, entire universe, by his rays. The same way Paramatma moves the entire bodies of living things and the Atma, which is in the body, by his power. With his power only he is making the mobility to body and giving that energy to Atma as well. It must be known that Paramatma made all bodies and established Atma in those bodies. So Paramatma created all bodies, he put the Atma inside that. Atma is driving the body. He gave power to Atma and moves the body by the power of Atma. Because of that Atma, body is moving. Who is giving power to Atma? Paramatma is giving power to Atma. Then let's move on to 35th slokam. Kshetra kshetragnayorev mantaram gnana chakshusha bhuta prakriti mokshancha ye viduryanti te param. So what is he saying here? So those who know the Kshetra, means the body, Kshetragna, the knower of the body, he is called Atma, and its differences, living things, Prakriti and liberation, then he is going to attain Paramapadam, that means the abode of Paramatma, that is omnipresent. So this is how we came to the end of the Kshetra Kshetragna Vibhaga Yogam chapter. This chapter contains 35 slokams. Please carefully understand the interpretation which is given by Swami. So if you read yourself, you can understand more and more and be very much uh, uh, strong, very much stronger in the wisdom itself. So let's move on to the 13th chapter from Traitatiram Bhagavad Gita, that is Gunatraya Vibhaga Yogam. So from Gunatraya Vibhaga Yogam, Bhagavan himself started teaching first. So let us see the first slokam. This is talking about Gnanam. Second slokam is also talking about Gnanam. Third slokam is talking about Prakriti and Paramatma both. See about the Gnanam, wisdom. Gnanam means wisdom. What Bhagavan is saying here, let us see that. परं भूयः प्रवक्ष्यामि ज्ञानानां ज्ञानमुत्तमं यज्ञात्वा मुनयः सर्वे परां सिद्धिमितो गताः. What is he saying? I am again telling you that all saints attain distinguished liberation by knowing this wisdom. By knowing this wisdom, all the saints attained the liberation. This wisdom is the liberation is the supreme one, not the the liberation is the supreme of all of them, but the knowledge what I am going to teach you is the supreme knowledge. By the supreme knowledge you are going to attain the liberation. Already some of the munis who learned this one, they attained the liberation. That's what he told over here. So, and also he said that I am telling you again. That means we need to understand how much great importance we need to give it to this wisdom which is taught by Bhagavan himself. Let us see the second slokam. Idam nanamupasritya mama sadharmyamagataha sargeyapi nopajayante pralayena vyadanti cha. What is he telling here? Those who worship this wisdom by knowing, by learning this wisdom, whoever follows this one will get the liberation and do not take birth in the creation. So we are in the creation now. So there is a dissolution that is called apocalypse. Apocalypse is the one unknown state. So that happens after the creation is over. So that is called doomsday. After doomsday, nothing will be there. Nothing will be there. It's unknown state. So those whoever knows the wisdom, whoever follows that, then they will attain the liberation. Those people won't bother at the time of dissolution, and they need not take the birth again, because the one who engrosses in the Paramatma by knowing the wisdom and burning their karma, there the actual form of their actual form of jiva, the mortality, the mortal soul is gone, because it is merged with Paramatma. Paramatma pervades everywhere, everywhere. So there is no existence for the mortal. Mortal soul does not exist. He will be merged with Paramatma itself. So he doesn't take any kind of birth like an animal or man or anything. He doesn't need to wear the body. So he doesn't have any problem like difficulties at the time of dissolution or taking birth at the time of creation. He is not going to taking birth at the time of creation. He is not going to face any difficulties at the time of dissolution. He is beyond the dissolution or the creation. See how much great state of liberation is. So once you get the liberation, you need not bother anything. You will become the God himself. That is the greatest state. Let us move on to the third slokam. Mama yonirmahad brahma tasmin garbham dadamyaham sambhavas sarva bhutanam tato bhavati bharata. This slokam is talking about Prakriti and Paramatma. That means nature and the absolute soul. So, what is he saying? My birth source, vagina, is the extensive nature. I made it pregnant. All living things are getting birth from it. Let us see in detail. So, if you consider a single unit, this whole unit as a single, Paramatma exists as one without another one. So, he is the only one. We learned that except that nothing is there. We have to divide the Paramatma. We have to divide the Paramatma because for the cause and effect of the world. So this world, this world to continue to exist, there must be the one who is the doer of all the actions. So that is why when we divide him, there are four parts from him: immortal soul, mortal soul, absolute soul, and Prakriti, that is nature. So among these four parts, Jivatma, Atma, Paramatma exist as it was. But from the Prakriti, so many visible and invisible things were taken birth. Yes? So all living things were taken birth from the Prakriti. That is true, right? But these were all made to take birth by the Paramatma. Because of the Paramatma, all are taking birth. We know that men have taken birth from the woman. We also know that the cause for taking birth children from the woman is a male person. In the same way, the cause for taking birth of all living things is the Paramatma. He is the seed giver, the seed donor, the donor of seed. So he is called the father. The Prakriti as a female genital organ is the mother. As man has physically visible mother and father, in the same way the entire living things have invisible mother and father like Prakriti and Paramatma. So according to this slokam, our our mother is Prakriti and our father is Paramatma. See, such a great important information is over here. So if we can read Traitatiram Bhagavad Gita, we will learn so many things and we will advance in the wisdom itself. So I hope you will all follow and start reading the Traitatiram Bhagavad Gita. Let us end the session here at the third slokam. In the next week, we will continue from the fourth slokam, from Gunatraya Vibhaga Yogam chapter. Let us do Mangala Prarthana and end the session. Om Mangalam Gurudevaya Mahaniya Prabodhatmane Sarvaloka Sharanyaya Sadarupaya Mangalam. Prabodhatmanam to everyone.